Welcome back to another episode of Tattoos and Jesus. We are officially in Iceman season. We are officially almost in summer. Last week, for some, most in Spartanburg. So we're about to hit summer. So for you,
Mm-hmm. I mean, my son finished school early this year. He was really working hard. But for most people, they're wrapping up this week.
Yeah, it's is this like Ashley works past dates, right?
She is now a year-round employee.
Okay.
So she gets like some leave that she can take, but not. She doesn't get a set time off necessarily.
It's always a fun week. Well, it's always a very stressful week because Sarah has to wrap up everything.
Yeah.
But it's also like
you don't want to be
Friday
there,
is a big day.
You don't want to be there a second longer than you have to be.
Yeah. Yep. And Friday's a big day because she gets out for the summer. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only done it once.
How many years has she been teaching now? What is this wrapping up?
7th, I think.
Number 7?
7th or 8th.
That sounds right.
Because 2020 was when we got married. She had been there for a year, maybe 9. I don't know. Well, somewhere in there. Same school, same
Good
grade.
for her. Congratulations. The
The
big number 6, 7, 8, 9.
6, 7, 8, 9. So I think it's 8.
But the good part is like she's probably got it down to a science now.
Yeah.
She's done it long enough. She knows how to tie up the loose ends and be done.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Speaking of loose ends, I hurt my back yesterday.
I saw as you went to pick up your book bag, almost locked up.
Oh, I feel like an old man. So
That is true.
I mean, I even made the joke, like, I'm getting old. 40's hitting hard. But I've had lower back problems my whole life. So this is not actually unique to right now. But normally, I work out, stretch, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yesterday, all I was doing was dropping my pants. I unbuckled them, and I, like, tilted forward quickly to, like, drop them down. And twing! Right across my back. Lower back.
And then you fell out on the floor.
No.
Donald Trump popped up.
I did not hallucinate. Did not see Donald Trump, thankfully. But it was like, as soon as it happened, because, like, if you ever pulled a muscle or, like, had your back go out or anything, like, there's that moment where it just happens, and, like, it doesn't always hurt, but you know, like, that's not good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not coming back from that. And then it just gets progressively worse for a period of time before you're like, okay, like, where's the severity on this bad boy going to stop?
Yeah.
Thankfully, mine's mild. I'm feeling, I'm stretching. Like, I'll be okay in a couple of days. I'm not like a question mark right now or anything, but I've had that happen before. Like, totally threw it out. That, like, literally I, like, was shaped like a question mark. But it was rough. But here was really the question is, yesterday was a tough day on me physically. So I twerked my back. Tweaked it. That's how I threw it out.
Marty was twerking and threw his back out.
And anyway, so what happened is that happened. But earlier yesterday, like, something got in my eyeball. At the beginning of my day, I had like 3 appointments in a row, and something got in my eye. So I'm sitting there.
Devil's after you.
The devil is after me. And so I'm sitting there with something in my eye in a counseling session, trying to get it out. And I was like, sorry, there's something in my eye. He's like, yeah, I can tell that. You keep rubbing it. And so I'm like trying to, but there's only so much you can do without interrupting, the session too much. And so it's like, if you ever had something in your eye, sometimes it gets in a spot where it's like, all right, I can tolerate that.
Yeah.
Just trying to get through the session. Go to the bathroom, try to splash some water in there. Like, can I get this thing out? All day long, this is an annoyance for me. One client even pulled out some, like, gel eye drops. He's like, here, put these in. He's like, you've probably just scratched your eye at this point, and which was probably true. So I put some, and that helped to ease up some of the pain. Got through that session. Well, anyway, long story short, yesterday I'm sitting there and it just comes out. Like I blink and my eyes watering, and all of a sudden I was pain free. And so there must have been something in my eye. It had to have been. I don't know what it was, but we got it out. So here's my question: have you ever thought like, and y'all listening, like this would apply to you too, just maybe in a different way, like based on your setting. But like we're counselors. Have you ever thought like what is worst case scenario to try to like get through a counseling session? Like having something in my eye was pretty bad. It's not worst case scenario, but having to sit here and counsel somebody in a meaningful way while it feels like there's a knife carving my initials in my cornea
Yeah.
is not enjoyable. Have you ever, like, what is your worst case scenario for a counseling session to try to, like, get through?
Worst case that I've experienced or worst case that I haven't experienced?
Either one. Like, is there a fear that you're like, if this happened, this is worst case scenario? And then my next was going to be, like, what is the most uncomfortable you've ever been in a counseling session?
And you have to push through. Like, you can't just cancel and leave. Like, you have to push through the
that,
session.
like,
Yeah.
that you're pushing through.
Worst case that I would think would be, I mean, automatically mine goes to you just ate lunch and it just hits.
Yeah.
It just hits. Or you're fighting back, you're fighting back something from a bathroom standpoint.
Yeah.
Because that's horrible. Like, it's also like, because if you're back to back, you can't. There's no maneuvering.
Yeah.
Like you can't be like, all right, you give me 15 minutes. We'll just
Yes.
yeah. They're not gonna go for that. So that's worst case that would potentially happen. That's probably happened before, not necessarily to me, but to clients. Like this happened and they've gotten up, but like to me, surprisingly, it has not happened.
I've had it happen.
With no golf, is that the worst?
That was, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. I would imagine that's pretty tough.
One time, so a lot of times, like yesterday, my eye was bothering me. You're not getting extra time from me.
Yeah,
Like when it's time to wrap up, we're wrapping up, getting out of here. Because even if it's just 5 minutes, I'm trying to flush out my eye. I'm trying, something. But one time when I was working at Cherokee Mental Health, I was in session, and I can't remember what happened. I think I ended up having like a stomach bug that gave me diarrhea. Like I've never thrown up in session, but
that would be embarrassing.
that would be rough.
Yeah,
that'd be a rough one.
That'd be rough.
I don't think I would. Yeah, that'd be awful. But I think I was either getting over being sick and I came to work a day too soon, or I was coming down with something. I don't remember, but. Because like when you're starting to have like gastrointestinal distress, it's like cramps.
Yeah, it's
like, and it's just like I might crap myself right now.
Yeah.
But then if you wait a minute or two, like it'll ease up, and you're like, okay, I can tolerate this.
Yeah.
So it was just episodes of that for the last like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, where it would just and so it's like the sweats.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? But I knew like if I could just get through this session, like I'm done. And like it was awful.
Rough.
Like, it was rough.
Probably don't remember anything about the session.
I don't remember anything. What I remember is as they walked out the door and went left to leave, I sprinted right to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And that was awful.
You have no idea that this was going to be the answer probably, but worst case has happened was this year.
This year?
Yeah. Once I say it, you'll be like, oh yeah. I haven't really talked about it, but like,
putting it out there for the world to hear.
Well, we've talked about it, but I haven't talked about it. It was back in February.
Mm-hmm.
I had a scheduled supervision meeting with close friend of mine. I was doing the supervision with the professor, and he didn't show up. And then I was like, all right, well, he's stuck with a client, whatever. And then literally, I'm watching my client pull up. It's like noon. It's a noon appointment. I'm watching my client pull in. He was a little early. It was like 11:50 maybe.
Yeah.
And I get a text from another former coworker when we all worked together that my friend had passed away overnight unexpectedly.
Yeah.
And so it's not really the story. The story is I can't tell this guy he's driving 40 minutes to see me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Your patient's
I can't.
literally walking in.
Yeah, you can't just be like. I mean, I guess I could, but I was like, so that it was like a shock, and then immediately having to
Hit pause.
yeah, almost like grief would hit randomly in the session of oh, wow, that really happened. And then you would try to focus, but then it would just hit, and then I just lost whatever he just said, and then I would have to reel it back in. Luckily, we had been meeting long enough, there wasn't a ton of stuff that we were really working through, but that was a tough one.
Yeah.
And then I had to finish the day.
So that was going to be my second worst, is when you're severely distracted.
Yeah.
So grief does it, but also if you're really looking forward to something, or something's going on, somebody's doing some work on your house and they're going to be calling you, or
Yeah.
So anyway,
or a text right before a session that's kind of
yeah,
an
something
emergency.
right, or it's hey, I think our credit card's been hacked.
Yeah.
And I'm walking into a session.
Yeah,
and it's
you're
just
thinking through. Yeah.
You can't deal with it right now, but you can't not think about it right now either.
Yeah.
That is, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
so
one.
that being distracted. However, I think I would take being distracted over being sick. Because being distraction is annoying, but I'm not
You
miserable.
can push through. Yeah.
But when you're
Sick
sitting,
is-
so the other one, the day-to-day thing that could actually happen, is if all of a sudden you just need to pee really bad.
Yeah.
I hate that one. I had a patient the other day. We had probably 10 minutes left or 5 minutes left, and he goes, can I go ahead and give you my card to update it? I need to go pee. He's like, I got to go really bad. I'm about to pee on myself. And I'm like, why didn't you just ask 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Why did we have to wait until you're dribbling? Why can we not? Hey, dude, 2 minutes ago would have been fine. No big deal. Run and pee. Come back. Not going to mess this up. But I hate being the one that interrupts a session. Right? If my client needs to go to the bathroom, it's his session.
Yeah.
And he needs
Which
to.
is completely
But
okay.
I feel like I need to show up and give them a consistent presence, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to be the distractor. Right? I don't like having to answer my phone during session. I don't like how, but sometimes you have to. Sometimes there's times that it's like, hey, listen, there's a contractor going to be calling me. I'm really sorry. I'm just going to have to answer it if he calls. Right? Or somebody's in the hospital and I need to answer if they call. It just is what it is. But I hate being the one that detracts from the session.
Mhm.
And so the only way this really happens is if you get done with the session, if I drink a cup of coffee, you're going to need to pee.
Yeah.
But then I get done, somebody's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's already getting 2, 3, 4 minutes past the top of the hour. So I'm like, I need to get my next person. And so then it's like, well, screw it. I'll just hold it.
Yeah. And
And
then
then 30 minutes in,
you're like, I should have really just.
I got to pee.
Yeah.
That one is
Yeah.
not
The
as...
downside to one
Yeah.
bathroom. Well, that's why, a lot of people are upset about this in my life, including yourself. But it helps me tremendously. That's why I keep my phone on silent. And I don't have an
helps
Apple
you
Watch.
not to pee?
No, it helps me not to stay, to be distracted. So,
Oh, yeah.
'cause if something goes off or I don't vibrate,
Mhm.
I don't do vibrate, I don't do any of that. My friends, you included, don't call me with an emergency 'cause my phone's on silent.
Yeah.
So,
No, that brings up a good point. I think this is partially... yes, it's an on silent thing. So Well, just to talk about that, like I used to wear an Apple Watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have it
I
on.
don't. I don't
Yeah.
wear it anymore. My wife told me it wasn't cool anymore.
Well,
So
she also hated on your shoes,
yeah, I know.
and everybody that we've walked past
I
with your
know.
shoes love your
And
shoes.
then I saw a teenager.
We'll get to
I
this.
saw a
We'll get to
teenager the
this.
other day
We'll get to
with
this.
an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like I used to get it because I'm in session all day. So if there is an emergency that I need to know about, so like if my watch vibrated, I just glance down, read the first couple words, like it's gonna, tell me. But it got to the point that it was very distracting. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
It's like and so I actually like not having it now.
Yeah.
And so then I'll keep my phone normally pointed upright. And so if I see that I get a text,
Yeah.
depending on what I know about that day, or if I get like several texts in a row from Ashley, I'll like just click on it real quick just to make sure there's not an issue.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was gonna say is I think part of your pattern though is an ADHD thing, because it's the same with other people that I have that are ADHD, and that is like when you're focused, there can be an interaction. But the moment you check out on that,
Yeah.
it's like we're done. We're
Oh.
done until the next time you resurface.
My MacBook got me the first couple of sessions because it is connected to my phone,
Yeah, so
and
it's popping up.
I didn't realize the text kept popping up, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I'm gonna have to turn these notifications off, because you would text it and you would, and it, I mean, if it's in front of I mean, it's to my side, but if it pops in, it's like,
I close mine during session.
close what?
The notepad. The
Oh, I
laptop.
leave mine open in case I need to like send them something that we're going over in session.
It's not like it's asleep. You just open it back up.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's just a lot of
Takes
effort.
1 second.
I just sleep it.
That's what closing the lid does.
I just leave it open, sleep it. Yeah, but it still popped up under the sleep. That's what got me. Like, it still showed up.
Did you unsleep it? I mean, what did you do? Did
I
you
turned the
figure out-
notifications off. I couldn't do it. I was like, I will be absolutely cooked every session, because I'm in so many different like
group
threads,
text, yeah.
and the way I text absolutely just frustrates most everybody. Like Jared, he said he got 25 texts and 20 were from me, because
Yeah.
the way I text is
And
like
then you won't hear from you for 8 hours.
phrases. Yeah.
Like the other night, when this is actually kind of a segue. The other night, you're texting in the group chat with me and Kate, and you're talking about music because Drake dropped a new album.
Mm-hmm.
Lord help us.
Mm.
And
Amen.
the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like, Kate doesn't know this. I was like, but one of these minutes, Josh is just gonna quit. He goes from 3 texts a second, so you're like 3 texts to every 1 text. I was like, one of these moments, it's just gonna stop.
It's gonna
And
fall
sure
off.
enough, Kate responds back with something, and then it's just crickets. And so like I sent something after that, but just to make her feel better, I think, because I was like, Josh is done. Like
Yeah.
when it goes more than 30
Oh, I was
seconds and you
locked
haven't
in.
respond on it, I'm like, all right, he's done. His fixation's over. He's went to bed. He's eating dinner. I don't know what's happening, but like we will not get another response from him. And sure enough, it was. You were done for the night.
I think the Iceman episode 4 came on, and I was just like, I was watching, and I didn't. I mean, there was just, it was
And
over.
so I know that if like you text me and then you immediately respond to a text, I'm like, all right, I've got him. What is the
Yeah.
most important question that I need to ask right now?
Yeah. Let's stay locked in.
Boom.
Stay
Got
locked
it.
in.
All right. Now anything else after that is like bonus material.
But it's created this habit of like always having to pick up my like I notice it like because I don't know if anybody's reached out, so like I will randomly like check my phone all the time just because I don't know if anybody has reached out to me or not. It's almost like a dopamine hit though.
Which I'll be honest,
It's like, oh wow.
I do the same thing. Like I hate my phone being on ringer most of the time. And so when I put my phone on silent, which is on silent probably 50% of the time, it's silent from everything. It doesn't vibrate, it doesn't ring. Because in session, I can't have it doing anything.
Yeah.
And so it's on silent a lot, and so I do tend to check it a lot too. For that reason, at the same time, like I hate hearing a phone go off multiple times in a row.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know where we've come as a culture that this has shaped me in such a way. Because, back in the day when we were first getting cell phones, it was like, what's the coolest ringtone I can
Yeah.
have? What's the coolest tone I can have? And now if it goes beep beep more than like twice, I'm like, silence that thing.
Yeah. 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 Vibrate was a great invention.
Like I was in a meeting the other day. Where was I? Where was this? I can't remember. But it may have been when we went to that small business. Anyway, somebody's phone starts ringing.
Yeah.
And I watched them literally pull it out and look at it. And then almost like, oh, yeah, I don't need to answer it, and put it back in. It didn't stop ringing. They didn't silence it. They just let it. And then the person called back a second time. And they didn't even acknowledge it that time. And the dude next to the person, I don't know, but I remember the guy next to him was younger. And he looked over at him like, are you an idiot? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're just letting it play out.
Yeah.
You should lose your cell phone privileges.
It's funny that when you tell the story, I already have somebody in mind.
Like,
Everybody knows if the phone rings in a big room
I'll
or
be
a
honest,
meeting.
it's a 70-year-old woman.
Yeah. 100. That's exactly
Every time.
there is like it's an older person.
Yeah.
Not really realizing that they forgot that they're. I mean, an alarm's different, but a ring is like it's always 50 plus,
Yeah.
hands down, 99% of the time. Put $5 on it. It reminds me of this would be a fun story, and then we'll transition here. But Dylan's wife, Blaine, I got a story about
Mhm.
Blaine with this. We were visiting a church. It was a group of. We were visiting a church in Spartanburg. It was Hope Point, but Hope Point was meeting at Oak Brook at the time. And we're sitting there, and this was. I mean, you couldn't perfectly time this any better, but you should ask her about this next time you see her. So we're sitting there, and the guy, he just came up on stage, he's preaching. He's like closing in prayer. He's like, all right, bow your heads. We're closing in prayer. And something happened. Like he went to pray, and I mean it's dead silent. And then all of a sudden, Blaine's phone starts blasting music, and it's "Yeah" by Usher, and it's Ludacris. It's like getting into Ludacris's part, and it was like "Yeah, yeah, yeah," and he's just like it's blasting, and she is scrambling like. Trying and he starts rapping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how is this? I just looked at Blaine. I was like, how did that even happen? We've made it an hour without this plan, and then all of a sudden, and she was like mortified. She was like, I have no idea how that just happened, but everybody's looking at us. It's our first time visiting the church, right in the middle of prayer. And I was like, yeah, we're not coming back. Not coming back.
Did you go back?
Yeah, we went back, but like. Later on, we had to give it a couple of weeks, let it die down.
That's awesome.
It was a fun time. You should ask her about it.
Last year, I was in a meeting, and again, it was an older person. I won't say male or female, but it was a female. And, the grandma. Anyway, she had like a cardigan or some type of like a sweater that she had like hung on her chair. And her phone was in like the pocket of that. And it went off like 2 or 3 times. It's literally, 12 inches from her. And finally, somebody like taps her and is like, that's your phone. She goes, oh, that's my phone? She heard it the whole time.
But she didn't realize it was her phone.
Didn't realize it was her phone that was going off. And I'm like, come on, man.
The real question is
this what we are going to become?
That's 100% what I was about to say. Where's the threshold where we become that person?
Man.
Is that going to be us and AI? I had somebody
Maybe.
yesterday, or a kid yesterday, he was like, I don't even know where a period goes. He's like, I just kind of spam them in there. And he's like, when I send text straight. No punctuation. It's a straight all the way across, even if it's like
just
2
words.
sentences all the way across. He's like, I don't really know where the period goes. I usually just plug it into AI. And I'm like, ain't no way.
No, I don't. I mean, we've talked about this before on how older people are already like they believe every AI image is real,
Yeah, 100%.
right? Like I get stuff sent to me now by
When it
people that I
when it
know
becomes, that's what I'm looking forward
that
to
are
the
like,
most.
Did you see this?" And my wife will be like, "That's AI generated." Well,
Yeah,
how was I supposed to know?
yeah,
Be like, well, I don't know how to tell you to do the eye test,
yeah,
but as soon as I saw it, I
yeah,
can tell you. Like AI got me before we knew AI was a thing.
yeah,
Because I didn't even know that was an option. But now that I know AI is real, like now that I'm familiar with it, it's not that hard to spot AI or to. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's realistic, but you can typically tell. It feels too good to be
yeah.
true. Like I think that was
Until they
doctored.
start really crafting it. This is
They'll
where
get
that's where
there.
it gets scary though, because it's like
Yeah.
when it comes to politics or power or whatever, like you could probably craft whatever you want to,
Yeah.
and if you
That's
got enough
actually
people backing you,
that's actually my plan to start taking down some of these other local counseling centers. Is
AI
is AI? We're gonna get some videos of them like doing some like corrupt stuff
corrupt stuff.
and
It's like, oh,
voice emulation. Send it to WSPA. It's like
WSPA.
one at a time. It's like we're taking them
I
down.
bet WSPA. I bet news channels really get all kinds of fake stuff all the
Oh,
time.
I could only imagine that they probably have some keyboard warriors who are like, we need to look into this.
Yeah,
Birds are not real.
yeah,
How are you not taking this serious right now?
yeah. It's gonna be crazy. We're not gonna have a clue what's real and what's not.
Nah.
In 40 years, we'll be absolutely. That's why I'm gonna
Yeah.
start smoking cigarettes. I'm just done with it. Cigarettes are real to me, so I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes. I hope they never get rid of them because I can't vape. Vape is just this. I can't do it. I'd rather smoke a cigarette than vape.
I don't know why you feel that they need to smoke something.
I don't either.
In 40 years.
It's like I'm like, that is my reward for making it to a certain age, is just to start smoking.
It's like once you get to the age that time is guaranteed to kill you
Yeah.
before lung cancer,
It's
you're
not
like,
on my
becoming
watch.
I'm becoming a smoker.
Not on my watch. I'm gonna get me before you get me. um,
I'd like to see what Sarah says to this.
she just rolls her eyes and looks at me. She's like, "You're an idiot."
If you never want kissed again.
Yeah, she hates the smell. Um, so Marty, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Have you listened to the Iceman album?
You talking about Vanilla Ice?
Okay, here we go.
Stop. Collaborate and
Talk about a
listen.
one-hit wonder.
Ice is back with a brand new invention.
That album is actually horrible,
Something
but I'll replay that song all the time.
grabs a hold of me tightly.
So I'm gonna take that as a no.
I've listened to parts of 3
Clips.
songs, 2 songs.
Clips of songs.
So tell me this: you got Apple Music or Spotify?
Spotify.
So on Apple Music, like when I pulled up the album, there were dots next to some songs, but not other songs. Are those like the most trending songs?
Stars.
They're just dots.
When I used to have Apple Music, the what you call it were trends, like trending songs, like
so
top
maybe
songs
that was it.
off
So
of the
you
album.
so I've probably just been wrong. I mean, I have been wrong about this. I just thought it was the only reason I thought about it is there's zero chance in the whole world that I've listened to this album and there's dots next to songs.
Yeah.
Whereas the other albums I've listened to a lot, so I thought maybe it was my most trending songs,
Oh.
like the songs that I had streamed a lot that they start to like dots, so that I know like these are your favorites.
But you hadn't listened to it.
But I hadn't listened to it, and the dots were there. So that's when I was just like, oh, this must just be from this album.
Yeah.
These are songs that are getting played more than others.
Yeah.
And it was like, I mean, it's 18 songs long.
Yeah.
And so it was like a third of the album had dots. And
Yeah.
so I clicked on the first song.
Yeah.
Listened to it for like 30 seconds. Clicked on another song. I listened maybe 2. It may have just been 2. It was long enough for me to realize I would never choose to listen to this music
Because you're just
because I'm a Kendrick Lamar man.
the purified. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
No, that's
here
just
we
not
go.
my style. It's
Here
just
we
not,
go.
Like it
Here
was
we-
fine.
We're back to the Rams conversation.
There
now.
we go.
We're back
Bandwagon
to
fan.
the Rams conversation.
And so here's the weird thing: is like there are some. I'm not like anti. Like is he considered a rapper?
Yeah.
I guess he's not
Artist. I mean, he does it all. You know, the goat. But
Because that's the thing is, I feel like rap has changed a lot. But like I'm not anti-rap. Like there's some songs that I like, but it's like by and large I don't like it. But
taste
there's
change.
certain songs that I really. But here's the thing: I'm very predictable. Like I like songs that flow, that have good lyrical flow. Like that gets me. Um, and so like truthfully, like people like Eminem tend to have really good lyrical flow.
Yeah.
Um, I know this is like 30 years ago, but like Nelly had really like catchy lyrical flow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. And so like more of their songs than not, I find catchy. Whereas for other people, like Kendrick Lamar, most of Kendrick's stuff is it feels choppy.
Yeah.
The way that he raps, which I just have a hard time following.
Yeah.
But he's got a couple songs that are very catchy. Those are the songs that I like. So I'm sure if I listen to the album, there's probably some points I'm like, okay, that I like that song.
Yeah. I mean, Drake's very melody driven, so you'd probably
Yeah.
like his melodies.
Like the
are
songs
great.
I listened to had some like decent flow to it.
Yeah.
And so, but none of them like grabbed me.
So I'm gonna make a few statements, and then we're gonna transition into
Okay.
what I'm gonna bring up for you.
Okay.
Just go ahead and make this statement. Iceman's top 3 Drake album all time, and anybody's ever
Iceman
listened to
is
us,
the top Drake album of all
top
time.
3, maybe top album all time. Anybody's listened to us when we do our Spotify raps, Drake's always been number 1 artist, so that's a big statement. But Iceman is hands down the best album that's been released in the 2020s.
Okay, can I stop you right there? Because I've heard you say this like 3 times now.
Well,
That Drake
it
is the
changes.
best album of the 2020s. Because this is the thing. I don't know if I can get you out of this mindset right now because you're drinking a lot of Kool-Aid.
Okay.
But you yourself told me, like a few months ago, when I was talking about the new Need to Breathe album that dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, and I said, have you listened to it yet? No, I haven't listened yet. And you're like, but my friends make fun of me because every time I get locked on a new album,
100%.
it becomes the best album I've ever heard in my life.
100%.
Until the next album drops.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same genres, right? Like you
Yeah.
like Noah Kahan,
Yeah.
you like Need to Breathe, you
Yeah.
like a lot of rappers, like you like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Except
And
for
so
country.
it's not like it's just one style.
Yeah.
But like every time a new album that you enjoy drops, it becomes the best album you've ever heard in your entire life.
Yeah.
Until it's not. It's kind of like your texting patterns.
Yeah. 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 I can't be trusted.
You can't be trusted.
I can go ahead and openly say I understand that I can't be trusted.
I just
But-
think this album is probably good, and so it's hitting all of your dopamine right now,
It's
and it's jading your judgment.
it's more than good.
It's
more
jading
than
your
good.
judgment, and 6 months from now, once it no longer stimulates the dopamine release that it is in your little crackheaded self, you're gonna say, "It's a really good album. Top 3 for Drake. I'll stand by that. One of the best albums of the decade."
Yeah, I would say that 20 years from now. All right, so all right, I get your
you
point.
will come
I
off
get
the
your
cliff.
point.
You will come off the mountain.
I get your point.
It's
but
your point. I'm just
I get
repeating
you-
it back to you.
No, I know. I get to. I can't be trusted. I understand that. As soon as I said that the other day, I watched the videos. I listened to the album. I stayed up till like 2:00 in the morning, and I spammed everybody. Like, oh yeah, even y'all. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but I've had people that I trust in their musical taste also agree that never agree. So there's a handful of people that like rap music that we always talk about it. They're on board. They're like, this is the best
Yeah.
rap album or the best Drake album for them. It's top 3. We'll see. I'm talking them off the cliff. The roles have shifted. I'm like, all right, like this is a great album. But they're already like, this is the greatest album he's ever had. And I'm like, all right, guys, let's pull it back. We still got a couple. We got like a little Take Care, a little If
Yeah.
You're Reading This Too Late. But, like, it's a great album.
So, am I correct? He dropped 4 albums.
3.
Well, the Iceman album, there's a clean version and an explicit version.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think so. Like when I pulled it up yesterday,
Those 2.
there were 2 albums, and I looked. They were both 18 songs, I think.
Yeah.
So they were both the same songs, but one had an E, one didn't.
One, you'll hear half of the words. Yeah.
And so, And so like so I guess that counts as one album, but like I don't know statistically if that changes it.
That's a good point.
Um
He doesn't do physical sales either, which is kind of wild.
and so but here's the only question, cuz I know this is not what we're here to talk about necessarily. But here's the only question I have is number 1, I think 18 songs is too long for an album these days. It's too there's Noah Kahan's how many songs are on it? It's like 22 songs or something.
Yeah.
Like to me it's like it's too much to digest.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe that's just my attention span, maybe that's like the committed listening time that I have, but it's like it's too long for me to be able to remember what the songs are. Like it would take me months
Yeah.
to be, and part of it is I don't do good with music. Like I have a hard time remembering music. But like to me it's too much. It's like it takes away from the great songs because you can't tell me all of those songs are great. Some of them are just filler songs.
Yeah.
Or they meant
some will
something
be.
to you, but they're just a mediocre song for you. Take them out, man. Like, give me 12 to 14 solid songs, and that's a complete project to me.
Yeah.
Like, I just have a hard time, and then, like, maybe drop some of the other ones as little EPs here and there, just to keep people coming back for more. Like, because the reality is a mediocre song on an album, I'm going to miss it. I'm never necessarily going to connect with it. But if you drop a 3-song EP, like in between years, I'm going to lock into those a lot more because it's fresh music.
Yeah.
And I'm going to probably appreciate it more. It's going to get more streams, which is a win-win for everybody. Anyway, that's just, I mean, they're brilliant. They're dealing with brilliant music execs.
Which is
they know what they're doing.
It's the importance of the no skip album.
I get it, but it goes. I still think 18 songs is too many for me to wrap my mind around in a reasonable amount of time. Right? So like that's a struggle for me. But here's my question. He dropped 3 albums.
43 songs.
Which to me makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like unless
I got to break it down for you.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like
gotta
why
break
would
it
you
down
drop
for you.
your
let me break it down.
and I get all 48, like all 3 albums, all 48 songs were in the top 60 most streamed songs that weekend, which broke a record. Like I get that. Anyway, so go ahead.
You ready?
Move on.
All right. First of all, Iceman. I'm not advocating for language or what he talks about. It's greatest album of the 2020s. Anyway, Drake also won the rap battle. I don't care what anybody says. I've been saying that since day one. But the background of what he did speaks to a greater theme that I think will connect with a lot of people, which is Drake sued his label. So, and I don't know, people may not follow this, but like
Nobody follows this.
it's followable. Anyway, so he sued his record label.
Okay.
So he signed a $400 million deal back in 2015. Sued his record label because what he states is he was coming up. He had 3 albums left on his deal, and then he could either re-sign or go independent.
Mm-hmm.
And he was done with his contract. 3 albums. He sued his label last year because he found out that they purposely inflated Kendrick's beef to diminish his image to get him at a lower price to re-sign. That's his
Like his
narrative.
record label was feeding into the Kendrick beef
More.
because to save money on him.
Yeah.
The people are supposed to have his back.
Yes.
That's,
And so if you
that's
look,
rough.
he's released a lot of things about this. Like if you go right now, anybody can go right now. They can type in Drake Iceman reviews. All of the big name reviewers, Pitchfork, Heavy, Complex, like Rolling Stones, all the big reactors, trashed this album. And then
What you think is an industry move.
Could be an industry move. Yeah, but because when Drake sued, he sued reaction channels. He sued people because you get monetized value based on trending things. And Kendrick winning the battle was a trending thing based off of whatever YouTube said. So a lot of people would post reaction videos for Kendrick winning because they make more money. And so his point is the record label feeds and pays into that. Not like us. So his last song on Iceman. He did music videos for all of them. That's what I was watching that night. The last song is Drake burning what is called a bot farm. A bot farm is um, thousands of phones that are robotically liking and streaming certain songs or posts.
Oh yeah.
So it's inflated. He found out Not Like Us was being bot farmed. So a lot of the streams, and so people can also
So it was artificially.
it was artificially
running up Kendrick
inflated.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
and
if you're Kendrick, you just let it ride.
right, and so you can Google Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us reposted right now. The label, the week Iceman was dropping, the label removed their name off of Not Like Us, off of Kendrick's album, and he posted it himself. Kendrick reposted himself under his own label. And a lot of people think it's to delete evidence that it was being bot driven. And so this is a whole situation. So this whole situation is playing out leading up to Iceman.
Somebody gonna get shot.
And so Drake, being Drake, I mean he's probably top 3 artist in the world besides Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny.
He's pretty big.
And so he's saying all this stuff. Like a lot of his videos are very subtle. They're he's hinting towards this. And so Iceman is about him shifting into this character, into this villain role. Drake's always been kind of this happy-go-lucky guy. He helps people with music. He's gotten a lot of people a lot of money based off of features and this and that. So a lot of the albums, him talking about all of his friends bailing on him for money. And so it's all record label driven. All that to say, the narrative pushed against Drake, I think, is not true. A lot of people bought into it though. Kendrick did this, Kendrick did that, he won, he did this. Like the whole time I'm like, this makes no sense. Like it really even now watching the Drake Iceman stuff, I'm like, this makes really no sense. This is a great album. And so what he did to explain the 3-album drop, he dropped 3 albums
To
in
satisfy
one
the
night
contract.
to get out of his contract. So that's why he did it. He dropped 3 albums, Iceman being the main one he wanted, and then he dropped 2 other albums that were probably throwaway albums to get out of his contract. So now he is independent, and he is not under any contractual obligation.
So here's my question. He drops Iceman, which you consider to be an amazing album.
Mm-hmm.
But it satisfied the $400 million he's already got. So he's not making money off of Iceman.
He's making like 20%.
So here's my question is, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not hurting for cash. But it almost would make sense to hold back Iceman, drop 3 throwaways,
and then release
the moment you're independent, you drop this one, which just blisters them.
Yeah. So that's what I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to like play, because there wasn't a pre-order, there wasn't an album, there was nothing that you could do up until that Friday he was dropping. And I think what happened was they already had Iceman somehow contractually, like Iceman was going to be a part of this record deal. Like he had already committed that to them, and he couldn't get out of that. And I think he dropped it as like here's your biggest album you'll ever have, and you'll never re-sign me again, because it broke all the Spotify records Friday, 140 million streams in the first day.
The whole album?
Yeah. The first song of the album had 140 million streams. It's not even the best song. It's just the first song.
Yeah.
And so all that to say, all right. So that's the layout of why this has been so intriguing.
Yeah.
Over the past,
I'll be
year
honest.
and a half.
That gets me.
Yeah.
That makes me curious.
And he talks about
that actually
it throughout
makes me
the
want to
whole
go
album.
listen to the album because now I'm curious about it and I know the backstory.
So you can watch.
It also makes me wonder what his next move is going to be.
I know. Same, Marty.
Because here's the thing: is like whether or not he's a genius, he's surrounded by smart people.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he has people around him that are helping him. So like, I mean, I still think it would have been a pretty sick move to like drop Iceman in retaliation like a month from now,
Yeah.
so that it kills all the streams of these other albums
Yeah. Well,
and immediately hijacks it. Like that'd have been a
he's
cool move.
hinted towards there's an Iceman 2.0.
Okay, kind of like how it's like you think this album's good. Well, look at this 2.0, or like how Taylor did Taylor's version of everything,
Yeah.
and so like she like stole all of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
But
similar.
anyway, all right. So what's this? We're not here to talk about
So-
Iceman. We'll talk about something else.
So, if you this is just a caveat. If you ever
Yeah.
want a breakdown of the lyrical songs, so there's 4 lyrical songs. They're all set. They're all make them something, make them cry, make them pay, make them remember, make them know.
Okay.
They're lyrically incredible. Like one of the lines in there, I'm not gonna like go into detail, but one of the lines in there is it has 6 different meanings for one line. He was spitting. Anyway, they do breakdowns of everything, and he like lyrically, he comes at Jay-Z, he comes at Dr. Dre, he comes at the label, he comes at Kendrick, he comes at everybody, because of everything that's happened. He comes at DJ Khaled. Anyway, so the transition point here is, if you were to ask the majority of people in the world right now, or before Iceman,
Mm-hmm.
what their thoughts on Drake were,
Mm-hmm.
most who have, I mean, because that rap battle, even if you didn't like rap, everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, I'm not a rap guy, and I knew about it,
And so,
especially with that halftime performance at the Super Bowl 2 years
Right.
ago.
right, who's so much into it. It's over, Jay-Z's over. Anyway, so they would probably have a skewed perspective right now about who Drake is, what he is, did he win, did he lose,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all because of a narrative. And so this narrative
Mhm.
is Drake lost, Drake sucks, Drake's lost, Kendrick's kind of the guy. Like, it's all these narratives that they're pushing.
Yeah.
And what has made me realize is, like, Trump talks about this all the time, like how strong the media is. Like, the media really controls everything. Everything that we know about anything is controlled by the media.
Yeah.
And so from a psychological standpoint, to take a step back, if Drake can be almost ruined, the greatest artist in the world can be almost ruined,
artist in the world.
personally, can almost be ruined by a narrative. Because he talks about it. He's like, he got depressed, he was down, but it's like created the Iceman. That's
Yeah.
the point of the album. How much more does societal pressure, even going back to the persona thing that we talked about a few weeks ago, change us to be not who we want to be or not who we are? And is that right or wrong? Like, oh, I'm usually nice, I'm usually kind, I'm usually like helpful, I'm usually friendly, but an experience happens or a narrative is put out there about you, and it's like, it's almost like you can't get over it, but you didn't really, it's not really true.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just it's an interesting concept to see it play out for Drake, but it's also interesting just from, we meet with clients all the time that buy into false narratives.
Yeah, but I think we're talking about two things here. At least in my head, it's two things. It's and you tell me which direction you're wanting to go here, because I think it's, how do the narratives that we believe or are led to believe shape us, or how does pressure shape us?
What kind of
I
pressure?
think those are two different things. Like you just said, societal pressure
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
one example,
Yeah.
but you could generalize that to any type of pressure or stress in life, because the pressure and stress isn't necessarily a narrative. It's an experience. It's your experience in a situation,
Yeah.
true or false. Like that's your experience. Or how do you think as a culture? How do you think as people we're shaped by the narratives that we're led to believe are true or told are true? Like I think those are two different things. Kind of that you. What are you thinking?
So I think we've covered a lot about narratives. Like just
Okay.
in our we talk a lot about narrative. We talk a lot
Yeah.
about like, and I think that's it. I think it's
I mean, there's an entire type of therapy called narrative therapy.
right, and it's like believing the core beliefs,
Yeah.
believing. So I'm gonna say the pressure one's probably more fresh for our listeners to
Yeah.
hear more than the narrative, because I think it still brings up a good point, because that kind of points back to my question, like
Mhm.
when you have this societal pressure And
Yeah.
we've gotten, we haven't gotten that much, but we've gotten some of it just with the Hail podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why would you say that? What is the, like, and so
Yeah.
it's going to do one of two things. You're either going to conform, one of three things, I guess. You're either going to conform, you're going to try to stay true to yourself, or you're going to dive all the way in, like, to the opposite end, like
Yeah.
even further into whatever it is.
I mean, yeah. Personally, I think pressure or stress, because stress is the same thing, right? It's pressure from somewhere. Um, is the thing as a society that we run from the most, but it's the ingredient that's necessary for greatness to surface. It's the thing you need the most and want the least, I guess.
Yeah, refining process.
Right, like nothing great comes outside of pressure, right? Like what makes a diamond? Pressure. Stress on whatever coal or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It also it's that process. Like there's tremendous stress involved in the diamond making process. But the same is true. Like let's go with the Iceman album. Like as an artist, right? Like you need some type of fresh inspiration.
Yeah.
And inspiration is a form of pressure. Whether that's you're young and you love your music or whatever art that you use, and you're like, man, I just like I need to eat dinner tonight, right? Like there's a pressure that motivates you. There's a hunger in you to succeed. But like when you're Drake and you're one of the top, 3 artists in the world, like where do you get inspiration? Like how do you show up with the same freshness that brings the same quality of music that got you to where you are?
Yeah.
Like almost universally, when you see artists, the older they get, the worse their music gets. It's not like it's bad. It just doesn't have the same qualities that their earlier stuff had that got them to where they are, right? Like, and so to me, but this situation with the record company set a fire in him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which then allowed him to reach into those creative recesses and allowed him to rise to the occasion. And that's the reality is I feel like stress, people say it'll make you or break you, right? Like I've heard it, I'm saying a lot of cliches here, but one thing I think about a lot is stress doesn't make you who you are. It reveals who you are. And so I think that's the case. Is it's like when we all of a sudden something happens, are backed against the wall, right? Maybe that's societal pressure, maybe that's financial pressure, maybe it's situational, something, relationships. All right, it's going to reveal who you are, right? Is it going to light a fire in you to say, I'm going to come out swinging? Like we are going to knock out this debt, or we're going to overcome this struggle, or it may look bad, but we will find a way to succeed. Or do you collapse? Do you give up? Do you give in and say the
Yeah.
pressure was too great? You win.
Yeah.
I'm going to sail off into the sunset. I'm going to give up, pull the plug, not
Yeah.
fight back. And so to me, that's like, it's harsh because it weeds out some people. It's like the survival of the fittest kind of thing. Like we like turn up the pressure, right? Like that's what American Idol does. That's the whole idea is like you're putting people in a pressure cooker situation to say who can rise to the occasion. There's a lot of people that have skills. There's not everybody that has the mindset,
Mm.
right? Like the Kobe mindset. You see his athletics all the time. Like when the lights are the brightest, who performs and who caves under pressure.
Yeah.
It sets the elite apart.
I think it plays into, put a tie in right here. I think it plays into what Hub City Counseling is. And what I mean by that is, hey, it would be really cool if we could ice our logo out.
We're not going to ice our logo out.
Okay, never mind. Katie, if you're listening to this, if you'll ice that logo out and send it over to me so I can wear it as a shirt, that'd be fantastic. But which is the focus is resiliency. Like
Yeah.
I feel like when people come into session, and I said this the other day to a client, sometimes counselors feel like it's our job. This is a good tie-in, actually. Anyway, that it's our job to relieve them of symptoms, I
Mm-hmm.
guess is a good way to think about it. Like, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling anxious. I feel pressure as a counselor to make sure you receive relief because that's my job, or that's what you're paying me for, is to relieve you of symptoms. But I think sometimes that hurts them more than it helps them, because as soon as they get relief,
They quit being motivated to change.
they quit being motivated to change, and
Yeah.
the root is still there.
Yeah.
The root of what's going on is still there. And so you need to allow them sometimes to feel that more and not give instant relief, because your goal, like you said, like your goal is to make them that resilient diamond, make them
Yeah.
that, build that resiliency, because they need to understand what this is, but they won't unless they feel that pressure.
Yeah. And I think part of the tension that we have to walk, this is true as parents, employers, counselors, is I believe everyone can learn to be stronger, but everyone has a natural resiliency level that's different than others.
Mm.
And so the challenge is, how much pressure can I put on you that elevates you and doesn't collapse you? And I think that's the struggle, where sometimes we put too much pressure on somebody and they collapse under it.
Yeah.
Where they were somebody that just needed incremental pressure. Right? It's like we can still, but I asked for too much. And then you have other people that come in and they can handle the hard thing fast.
Yeah.
They just naturally have this, lay it on me, give it to me, and I'm gonna have it done by next week.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think the challenge is being able to kind of just understand, because it's almost, I had a patient a while back come in, and he was talking about a family member that was seeing a therapist and how he wasn't happy with the services that therapist was providing, because he felt like the therapist was just validating
Mm-hmm.
the experience. It was just like, it's just overly accommodating, where this person needs to hear a hard truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, here's the thing. I said, there's lots of counselors out there that have a lot of different perspectives and theoretical approaches, and I'm not going to sit here and defend or bash another counselor not knowing the situation firsthand. I said, but just let me ask you this question. I was like, by and large, is this family member a little more, like, their life might be really chaotic and there might be a lot of stuff they need to address, but do they tend to be more sensitive and have a really hard time with, like, not being the victim or taking responsibility? He's like, absolutely. Like, that's why somebody needs to set them straight.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, let me just go ahead and tell you, like, my guess is when people come at them too hard, they write them off really quickly because they can't handle that hard truth.
Yeah.
I was like, so I don't know what the therapist's approach is. I said, but it could be that they're like 90% validating because they recognize the person can't handle it, to give themselves that 10% window of influence.
Yeah.
And it's just going to take a while. And you can't necessarily interact with that client
Yeah.
based on how bad their life is. You have to base it on how sensitive they are
Yeah.
to push back,
Yeah.
which is hard,
Yeah.
because there's lots of people whose life looks really destructive, but they have very little limited ability to receive feedback.
Yeah.
And the truth is like, telling them the hard truth makes me feel better, but then they are going to walk away
Yeah.
and chalk it up to, you're like everybody else, nobody believes in me,
Yeah.
and they spiral. And when I said it to me, he goes, that actually makes a lot of sense. That might be what's happening here.
Yeah.
And I said, I have no clue. I said, I'm not involved. I said, but it's possible.
good
Like, give them the
perspective.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the hard part when it comes to building resiliency, is we all have different levels. Like, so for example, like in my life, I know I do not have I have a high desire to succeed. I can get stressed out pretty quick. And so, like, I have to consciously and intentionally, like we've talked about this, not directly about this topic, but I incrementally let stress be present.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I'm not the guy that just goes and launches a new business not knowing how any of it works, and it's like I'll just figure it out. I would collapse under that pressure where some people would thrive under it.
Yeah.
I have to incrementally do it. Like I have this figured out, so I'm now going to add this one ingredient of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Once I've mastered it, we're going to add another ingredient. Like I have to do it incrementally because I know, like I'm getting more resilient with time. Like I can take off bigger chunks of risk and fight through it now because I've had wins. I've
Yep.
had success. I've seen it work. It builds my confidence. And then like we partner on something. So it's like, okay, so it's not just me working on it now. Like I have support or so like there's things that I think can improve that,
Yeah.
right? Like I think I'm more resilient now than I was 5 years ago for sure. But I still have to limit my risks because I know that it becomes overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
I don't like that about myself. I wish I could just swing for the fences, but I just don't. Like I like taking risks, but they have to be calculated. They have to be incremental, and I have to mitigate some of the influences.
Yeah.
And so it probably costs me some money, but it saves me some heartache
Yeah.
along the way. Whereas other people, and so like I just know for me, like I have to be intentional about that, because it'll consume me.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of when you're saying that. It reminds me of like two things. One is a quote that I wrote down by Carl Jung, and the other was a video that we watched when I was in my master's program. I was at Liberty, like it was the week intensive, and you've probably watched it to some degree. It's I think it's the Gestalt video where he's like coming at this woman the whole session. It's like this video, and he's like, it's showing how he's trying to bring out who she really is.
Yeah.
And like when he first he's like, no, you're fine. Like she's like trying to tell him, I mean, I wouldn't advise this, but she's like, oh,
Like he's intentionally trying to trigger her.
yeah, and
just snap.
and so he's like, and you watch her go from like, oh, like victim to like I need saving to, and he calls this stuff out, and it's like, you just want somebody to save you. You don't really want to take responsibility for yourself. And instantly, she her face changed,
Like she got mad.
and she didn't even get mad. She was like, you know what? Maybe you're right. And it was something she learned. They ended up finding out it was something she learned when she was younger. But like for us, like there's a tendency to want to like people in the session sometimes make you want to save them
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want the responsibility of changing themselves.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of this quote, which is this is by Young. Compassion is not about saving anyone. It's about honoring the intelligence of life. And what he means by that is like he knows that they can do it. He knows they can do it. He knows that that they can sit there and they can like play this mindset, but he wants to honor the fact that they're smart enough to figure it out. They just don't want to, and he's like they need to know that. They need to know why they're self-sabotaging themselves unconsciously. And so all that to say, sometimes it's hard as a counselor to know when somebody's doing that or
Yeah.
to take that stance.
Or the struggle for me is sometimes I can spot when somebody's self-sabotaging. I might even be able to get them to admit it with me. Getting them to start to take ownership in a meaningful way is still hard sometimes because you have some people that are so committed, like they're so powerless mentally, like they are so powerless. Which typically, if you meet somebody that's powerless, what you've met is somebody who truly was powerless the first 10 years of their life.
Yeah.
And were not in a good situation.
Yeah.
If you're in a good situation and you don't have power, you typically don't think about it.
Yeah.
But if you were in a situation where you felt powerless but bad things were happening to you, it cultivates a framework. And we've talked about this. Again, the narrative that you see life through is even the good things in my life were forced upon me until you learn to resent everything.
Yeah.
And so getting people to then take ownership of their life is a challenge.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's the hardest thing is when I know you can pick up the baton and run with it, and you acknowledge that you keep self-sabotaging, but I still need you to pick up the freaking baton and run with it. Like I haven't mastered like generating that motivation or generating
Yeah.
that win.
Yeah.
So anyway, that one is a challenge, but
Yeah. Because it really it's a very this this to me is what makes therapy fun in a way, because you're helping figure out some of these things, and it's fascinating. Like, it's fascinating to see somebody like act a certain way, and then I realize they act a certain way because there's a deeper, like, I've gotten to a point, I guess, in my counseling career where I'm never initially drawn into whatever the first reactions are.
yeah,
I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling this way, or their character or their personality of, like, what are they getting, like, are you trying to be saved because you don't want, because the responsibility needs to be on you, but you also need to know you can handle it. You also need to know your worth is there. You also need to know your value is there, so that you can make these decisions for yourself. But I think a lot of people end up feeling scared that they're going to mess up, that they're going to fail, that they're going to be, shunned, is they're going to be whatever, and they adopt certain characters, certain
yeah.
personalities, certain roles in their life to protect themselves.
I mean, I think most people would choose safety over success,
Yeah,
even though they know they're probably not as happy as if they found success.
yeah, yeah,
But they want to play it safe.
yeah. They want to be comfortable, even if comfortability includes unhealthy
Which goes back
aspects.
to the removal of stress that we've been
Yeah,
talking about. But like, if you want to be great, then at some point you have to come face to face with stress.
yeah,
Right? There has to be a risk to make it worth it. At some point, sometimes you have to, stick your neck out there and just say, "Well, I hope this pays off.
yeah,
I hope
and
it's
be
worth
okay
it."
with it, because
Yeah.
it's and it plays on the Adler thing,
Yeah.
like inferiority versus superiority. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, and I
it's
think
all
too,
there.
like, we also live in a culture that is very like instant gratification. So I know a lot of people that want success, but they still want to clock out at 5 o'clock and go home.
Yeah,
Well, let me tell you something. If you want to build something better for you, sometimes that means that you don't get to watch the Netflix series, but you go to school in the evenings.
yeah,
Right? Sometimes that means you do start your own business or you collaborate with somebody and you work 12-hour days for a while. Right? Like, sometimes it means that's like, no, like, and I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want that. I just want to work my 40 hours. Okay, well, then just go get a job.
yeah,
Because if you want to be better than you are, if you want to accomplish something greater than you are, you have to give up something
yeah,
to get that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It reminds me of the Founders podcast we've talked about,
yeah.
like, what these founders mentally, how they mentally structure themselves, and how much it's different than other people. But everybody, in my personal opinion, everybody has this opportunity.
Yeah.
Everybody has this desire. Everybody has the intellectual aspects. Are they given the opportunity to develop
Mhm.
those? Did they get, a tough deal of cards in life to where it's robbed them of some of that?
Yeah.
Like, everybody in my eyes are kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's just certain things have molded certain people different ways.
And I get everybody's wired different, right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
a little bit of an entrepreneur, and so by default, I
Yeah.
see that in life, and I see opportunities in other people that I'm like, dude, your life could be better if you just do this thing.
Yeah.
But some people don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, some people are truly happy. Like, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
impose my
No,
values
no.
on you.
Right. Yeah.
But what's hard for me is when I see people, like, I had the quote one time given to me that said, people don't fail, they give up before they succeed.
Yeah.
And I think that's
That's
so
good.
true. Like, I think there's
Yeah.
a lot of people that have good ideas, like, right? Like, whether it be starting a side hustle, or, something they can do on the side to support their family. But the problem is it takes months, if not years, of investing in that before it really you get a population.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of people, it's like, if it's not successful quickly and it feels like I'm just spinning my wheels, I give up. But it's like, listen, if you want to be successful and catch traction, sometimes it's like a farmer. Like, if you just walk out there at harvest time and expect there to be a field full of crops, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
You've got to put a ton of work in when it feels like it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
so that you can, like, harvest the crop when it does matter. And often I'll be talking to people, it's like, hey man, like, I just really wish I had this, you name it, whether it be they're trying to improve their physical health or their mental health or their financial health or a side hustle or whatever. And I'm like, man, when's the first time you thought about this? And it may have been 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm like, dude, if you would have just stuck with it, even halfway, you would have accomplished it by now.
Yeah.
You know, but when the going gets tough, we get going.
Yeah.
And it's like the stick-to-itiveness when it feels like you're failing or it doesn't feel like you're catching traction, like you have to weather that storm. And a lot of people just can't
Yeah.
or won't to find the success on the other side. And so I think that's part of it is we're not willing to weather the stress, the storm, to find success. The other half of it is it's a bunch of S words. A lot of us aren't willing to sacrifice to find the success either.
Yeah.
Right? In order to be successful, you have to sacrifice something and weather the storm to get to that other side. Whatever that other side is, financial freedom, a new business venture, a side hustle, weight loss, weight gain, like whatever it is. Like you have to weather the storm and you have to sacrifice something
Yeah.
to find success. And a lot of people just aren't willing or aren't capable, don't believe in themselves, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They won't do one or the other.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when you're halfway doing it, when you're half in, it's the worst of both worlds.
It really is. Yeah.
Because you're suffering, you're sacrificing, or you're in a storm, but you're not actually like buckled down doing the things necessary to find success. So then you end up like, it wasn't for me, I'm a failure. It's like, no, you just weren't all in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'll end on this
Yeah,
statement.
wrap us up with final thoughts.
Final phrase. Everybody needs to be an Iceman.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody needs to be an Iceman. Because Drake is now on top. He didn't allow the narratives to get to him. He didn't allow the pressure to get to him. Granted, he has a lot of money to fight a lot of this, so that benefits him. But like,
it's easy to be cocky when you're rich.
yeah, you can push back. You can push
Also,
back.
I know that you think Iceman's a really catchy term, but it still doesn't even touch Mamba mentality. When talking about Kobe Bryant, I'm not even like a huge Kobe fan athletically, but like when they like that video of that dude like passing the ball in and he doesn't even flinch,
Yeah.
that's Iceman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's Mamba mentality.
Yeah. Kobe was one of them guys.
So we'll see what happens with your boy
Iceman, man.
Iceman.
I am all in to get Hub City Council and Iceman shirts. Ice our logo out, make it like a black and light blue. My gosh, man, we would be swagging. Do some frozen words on the back, you know.
Frozen words.
Rooted in resiliency. HCC. I mean, just do something on the back, iced out.
Why don't you get
When
that
people-
tattooed
when
across
people-
your shoulders?
When people complete therapy, I'm going to give them the shirt.
You are now an Iceman.
You are now a certified Iceman.
Iceman or Icewoman.
All
All right, we're
right.
done. Until probably won't record next week, so probably 2 weeks from now. And so don't miss us too much. Got some traveling and stuff, but until next time, Iceman out.
Holla.